Hey everybody, and welcome to the slow play of Adore. Now, before I start with the game proper, there are a few things I want to get out of the way that are not directly related to this, or only marginally so, but that concern the series, this new series of slow plays that is very much still in its infancy, and still has some things to figure out on my part. Yes, so some things about that. So, I obviously, any rules aren't set in stone and still subject to change. I started because I had to start some way, just by going through my game list, my Steam game list, alphabetically, right? So I started with 3000th Duel, and then technically, because you saw my list, if you watched the introduction video, you saw the list, and you might have noticed, or you might remember, that the second game technically would have been a game called Seven Mages, which I didn't remember anything about. Now, I'm playing this game instead, which is technically the third on the list, or used to be the third. Now, I did start Seven Mages, I even started recording it, and I recorded for about an hour or so. And by that time, and I was fully willing to give the game a chance, a full playing session's worth of time to convince myself that it was worth playing. But even an hour in, I just didn't feel it for a variety of reasons. I don't want to get into too much detail, but it turns out that the game was a mobile port of a dungeon crawler, first-person dungeon crawler, like roughly in the vein of the Grimrock games, or obviously older games that Grimrock is inspired by. And, while a mobile port isn't necessarily bad, and this one wasn't a particularly bad one, still it just didn't feel right. I can absolutely see myself maybe playing that game on an actual mobile device, but it just was a little bit awkward despite added keyboard controls. So, it's not like the whole thing played completely with the mouse, which would have been the worst case scenario, of course, replicating touch controls on a non-touch device. But still, it just didn't feel right. Also, I did look at the Steam page before, the Steam store, and it seems like I'm not the only one who is kind of disappointed with the game, to say the least. I don't know why I got it in the first place. It must have been really cheap. But despite the pretty negative reviews, I was willing to give it a chance. And I was intending to play it for longer before I came to a conclusion, but I just didn't feel right. And I have been wondering if that's because it's just a kind of game that doesn't lend itself that well to being let's played, or slow played in this case. But I want to say that's not necessarily the case. There are a bunch more dungeon crawlers in that same vein that I have a good reason to assume are just generally better games, that are in my list and that are eventually going to come up. And I'm convinced that those can be played and enjoyed in this format. Now, this third game in the list is, I never really considered skipping it. However, there is another issue with this one, and that's also going to come up a couple of times, I guess. This game is still in early access, and it has been for over 2 years. And I couldn't easily find any planned release for the full version, planned release date. The last update was, I think, back in June or July, so, not that long ago, but who knows, it's been in this early access state for a while. But it is pretty generally pretty well liked on Steam, so I have reason to assume that this is a good game, an enjoyable game in its current state. And, I don't mind buying early access games, and I don't technically mind playing them. However, I generally tend to just leave them sitting in my library until they're fully released, because, what if I play it now, complete it, and then a month from now, suddenly the full version gets released with a bunch of new content and, a proper ending or whatever it might be missing from this, if there is anything missing. Do I just play the same game again, or do I just accept that I played an inferior version and, maybe play the proper version at some distant point in the future? So, there's always that certain amount of uncertainty. A certain amount of uncertainty. Well, whatever. Nonetheless, I decided to play this game because it has really good reviews, it looks nice, and yeah, I'm just gonna give it a go. And if the full version does come out, and if I really enjoy this game, I might just go ahead and play it again, or play whatever was added. Honestly, I have no idea what this game even is, so it looks really neat. I like the cover art. I like the couple of screenshots that I've seen. It seems to be a top-down action RPG or action-adventure kind of thing, but and it has an adorable name, adorable monsters on its artwork. So let's just jump into it. Discover creatures. Okay. Oh. And I guess I'm gonna just turn off the mic right now, and we're just going to enjoy the game by itself. I suppose while we're staring at the loading screen, and that's probably going to be over. Yeah, well, okay. I actually meant to reiterate a little bit more on the whole, slow play as a series situation. So I just wanted to add that as I go through the list, I'm still going to continue, for the time being at least, going through the list alphabetically, but I do reserve myself the right, of course, to skip any game for any reason, really. But since it should be, the vast majority of the games in that list should be games that I was at some point excited about playing and, still look forward to, I have every intention to give every game a chance, to start playing every game, and only if I really don't feel it, I'm going to skip it. And of course, there are going to be games that I'm intending, or at least considering, for a proper Let's Play. And of course, those will be skipped as well. So any game in the list might be skipped for a number of different reasons, but I'm going to, well, not force myself, but, well, in a way, I guess, force myself to consider every game thoroughly before dismissing it for some reason. So, so I don't fall into the trap of picking those games that I am most excited about and leaving the games I'm less excited about, or just don't know much about and don't know what to expect of, for later, and thus prioritizing those games that I might feel more comfortable playing, because there are types of games that I play more often. I basically want to, challenge myself in a way to play those games that look interesting, but then look like they might take some more work to actually get into, because they're not things that I'm so familiar with, Anyway, and this game, for example, I know absolutely nothing about. It looked, like kinds of games that I've played before. So obviously, this is not going to be, I don't expect this to be a completely new experience that's going to challenge what I know about video games. But anyway, that's just my thought process, I guess. Moving on, actually going to start with the game now. Okay, I guess I'll use this opportunity to finally say something. I guess I've been unusually quiet, even by my standards. Yeah, so obviously a new game with a lot to take in. Maybe I shouldn't have looked at all those tutorials right away, because, well, apparently the game is going to introduce me to those things one at a time, which, you know, makes sense. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, it looks pretty interesting so far, I gotta say. Not exactly what I had imagined. I can see this getting very complex very quickly, as soon as there are, you know, full teams of creatures with all those synergies and whatnot involved, and also leveling them up and selections of perks for them. Well, we'll see. We will see. It looks like we're basically going to be traveling to randomly generated smallish dungeons, maybe larger later in the game. Collecting resources and new creatures, and well, there might or might not be an actual ending to the game. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be basically run-based, or I suppose we'll see what happens when I eventually, inevitably die, so yeah. I was wondering about the game saying that a cursed creature, that is, I guess, just any creature that has its health completely depleted, cannot be healed. That seems weird. Maybe it only means cannot be healed while on a mission, but I mean, if it literally cannot be healed, you might as well just, I don't know, might as well just be removed from the team, right? I suppose you can still use it, but instead of taking more damage, of course, you are going to take damage. So I guess that's the trade-off. I don't know. We'll see. It seems like there is no reason not to take this third mission here in this Gatordrick forest, since this rewards me the most stuff, including 2 of those capturing particles. So yeah, I guess I'll go for this one, huh? Okay. It should start moving any moment now. I hope. Oops. No, it was still paused. Okay. So, an explanation, I guess, is in order. So, what happened is I recorded for a bit over an hour 15 or so. I guess pretty much in the end. And then, as I was loading into a level, the game crashed. And I don't necessarily blame the game, although it is early access, so who knows. Crashes might be a thing that just can happen. But I did try to, I think, mute or unmute the microphone during that loading screen to maybe unmute it to say something. And that's exactly the moment when it started not responding, and I thought, oh, maybe it's just hanging and it's gonna, snap out of it. But nope, it just crashed and took the recording with it. And I ended up with a 40-minute video. Now, in cases like that, and in this case as well, as it turns out, I can usually just play the video file with a, that displays a broken duration, or displays a shorter duration, and just keep it playing, or it will keep playing in VLC Media Player specifically, probably some others as well, but that's the one I use. It's the most reliable in my experience for these kinds of cases. And it'll just keep playing past that, in this case, the 40-minute mark. And in fact, it turns out that the video is completely there, right up until that loading screen where the crash happened. The problem is, and that's the reason why you hear me recording this right now, and this is also not the correct music playing right now, by the way. So the sound was completely garbled, or for the most part it's just completely silent with the occasional messed up sound, including, of course, any instances of me commentating. But mostly, of course, thankfully, I guess in this case it wasn't a fully narrated Let's Play, and I only said, a few things here and there, but all the game audio, of course, the sound effects are gone. Now, I'm currently playing the original soundtrack, I guess for the first area, of the developer's YouTube page, so that's convenient that they have that there, just so it's not completely silent. And, well, I guess rather than just scrap this whole thing or start over, and since the video is all there, I'm just gonna try to preserve that. So right now I'm actually recording a video of a video that I recorded of... I recorded a video of the original broken video file that I, recorded. This is gonna be confusing. This is confusing to me. So I'm basically recording a voiceover while watching a video of a video. Yes, a video of a video. That's it. It's only 2 layers deep, but still, it's confusing. Anyway, that's what's happening. So, I guess I just finished my second ever mission, is that right? My second dungeon, I should say. The one where I picked up 2 of those particles that you need to capture monsters. Yes, and I still have 1 left over, right? I think that's the thing I said originally when I returned to town here. Right, okay, yeah, I remember what I'm doing here. So I think that the one thing I remarked when I originally came back, that I would have already said at this point, is that I had been wondering, right as I was ending the level, I noticed that I still had 1 of those particles left over, because I collected 2 but only used 1 to capture this ice goat thing. And I was thinking, or I was wondering if I would keep that, if that would be lost if I didn't use it in that level, but apparently not. So you can apparently collect them and take them with you, but it does look like you can carry a maximum of 3 of these particles, which is what you need to capture the toughest level of monster, I guess, right? The extra legendary, or whatever it's called. No, blessed, I think. They're normal, blessed, and super blessed, or something along those lines. And they take 1, 2, or 3 particles respectively. Right, so I could have captured 1 of those stag-like creatures, but thankfully it's not an issue because, it wasn't lost. Okay, that's what I said there. And then here I just started experimenting a little bit, and I figured out a few things. I noticed for the first time that how the super attack charge works, specifically that whenever a creature attacks, it charges the super attacks for all the other creatures, but not the creature itself. So you're incentivized to switch it up a little bit and have everyone attack occasionally. I think that's the main takeaway from that one. Right here, we've been sent to do some crafting, I guess, cooking specifically, where we can eventually turn that raw meat that we found into a cooked dish, which takes, well, apparently you can combine up to 3 ingredients. I guess we're going to see that right now. As soon as I finish looking at these monsters. Yeah, it's always, I don't know, I don't know if I've ever recorded a voiceover for one of my videos. I don't know if I've ever done that, actually. It's definitely weird. Trying to remember what was going through my head at the time I was recording this, even though this was only like 2 hours ago. Maybe 3 hours at this point. Yeah, more like 3, 4, you know, something like that. Right, anyway. You can technically combine multiple ingredients for more complex dishes, but a single piece of small meat, I guess, gives you cooked meat. Costs 15 coins, but doubles the effect, I guess. From 15 to 30. Sounds about right. And we got the new quest, Legendary Creature. I mean, I guess I should just leave this uncommented for the most part, just like I did originally. I mean, I wasn't talking this whole time in the recording that was lost. So I guess I might as well mute myself again and try to pipe up when I seem to remember that I said something in the original video. Here I was wondering about that term muntificate, but I'm sure that's a real word. Probably, maybe. somehow it feels wrong to just sit here looking at the video, not saying anything. So, I don't know, maybe I'll do a little bit more commentary on this last recovered section, I guess, than I originally did. So one more thing that I think I forgot to mention earlier is that I also started noticing what the stamina bar is all about. Those two bars underneath the character. So you can only send out 2 creatures at a time, at least for the time being, until stamina has recovered. Yeah, so pretty much. I mean, I guess technically it starts recovering immediately, but it takes a while. And it might actually, you might get it back immediately as soon as a creature is recalled, basically. That might be the case. But yeah, now that I have 3 creatures, I basically have to choose which ones to send into battle. Right, and looks like we're about to face that Luxar. So I'm first... Yeah, well, getting hit by the very first attack because... Oh, I think I was actually looking at the enemy and not realizing that I was running into that striped rock there. That's why I got hit. Right, then also my creatures take tremendous damage here because... Yeah, was hit there again. Because, of course, I hadn't actually seen that ground pound attack. Also, he seems to be summoning more creatures, or I guess at the time I wasn't sure if there just were more random enemies around, but yeah, it seems like he's actually summoning them. And yeah, one of my creatures is already dead. Cursed, I guess. And yeah, that all happened very quickly. I don't think I was commentating at all during the actual fight. But yeah, so I realized that I messed up. And I guess I'm weighing my options here. In fact, I think I'm just using these... Yeah, I'm gonna use that mushroom. Which heals for a pretty small amount, honestly. Probably less than, or not enough to really survive another hit from this guy. Who's like down 25% or so, which is not particularly encouraging. I'm also... Okay. I guess I'm dodging the occasional attack, but... What? Was he hit? No, okay. I recalled him. My own creature there. Just in time. Closely dodged that one. Okay, and we were actually all hit? Yeah. And we're dead. Right. Okay. And I dropped all my stuff. And I think around here I actually started commentating originally and just, you know, speculating about what this meant. But it doesn't seem like I'm actually dead. So up to this point I wasn't really sure if this was basically like a roguelike type of situation, like with permadeath. What with I have been wondering because my cursed creatures, who the game claimed could not be healed. Period. I wondered if that just meant, you know, if you mess up, if everything is cursed, your run is just over, you start over. But no, apparently that's not the case. There seems to be some progression going on. Right. So, yeah, the game did not crash during this loading screen here. I also wonder, should I maybe put on some different music? I guess this is getting a little bit repetitive, isn't it? Hold on. Okay, not sure if this is the proper village music, maybe not, but it's something different. Okay, so yeah, 2 of my creatures are just cursed. I'm down to only this one ice creature, which, well, obviously my best attacker was actually the little squirrel-looking thing, Mikra. Right, I also notice here that the effects from food that I thought were temporary are actually listed down with the traits, so maybe they are not temporary, or maybe... Well, I don't know, it says 1 out of... Wait, actually it says 1 out of 0, never mind. So maybe it is temporary, but then it's still active even after being cursed, so maybe it's not, I don't know. I don't think I fully understood that back then. I certainly don't now, apparently. Yeah, so I still have that mission, and here I think I was wondering if maybe I misunderstood the game, and while I do have the quest to hunt a legendary creature, that might not necessarily mean that I'm expected or intended to head there straight away, right? I mean, I could always go ahead and farm a couple more of the easier missions, maybe actually leveling up my creatures. I think the shaman lady there might have mentioned something along the lines of leveling up my creatures, or, you know, and I said no, I have not actually leveled up my creatures. But yeah, here I think I'm, among other things, looking at the little, well, what seems to be the creature's level, right? They're all level 1 currently, and the little circular bar around the one is only partially filled, even for Mikra, who I've been using since the beginning of the game. So none of them have actually leveled up, and of course I'm not sure how much stronger they're going to become. Maybe if they all were level 2, the fight against the Luxor thing, or whatever it's called, might actually have been easy, right? So yeah, but either way, I can't really use these two cursed creatures, right? It says cannot be healed. To remove curse, leave it at the sanctuary, I think, or something like that. Yeah, Luxor is the monster, right? I'm checking here because I remembered that I had a piece of meat, but yeah, that's 15, and I'm currently completely broke because I dropped all my stuff. So yeah, likewise, of course, I can't buy anything from the old guy. So it feels like I'm pretty much screwed, right? I mean, I have another particle to catch something with, but yeah, not sure what I'm contemplating here. That's the problem, of course. But well, I guess there's no point in really talking about what's going to happen, because we're all going to see that it's going to happen. I guess am I double checking something here? Oh, maybe. Nope. I guess I figured I don't have any money. Huh. Right. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to deposit these creatures here, right? Or was I thinking about... No. I was wondering where I saw that. I thought I remembered seeing an option to like remove creatures from the party, and yes, it says deposit here. But nothing actually seems to happen, except apparently the options change, right? So apparently I can deposit them, it's just not really visually represented. But since I mean, I could use them, I guess. I suppose in a way it's an interesting system with the cursed creatures. So the creatures aren't just dead or unconscious or something. You can still use them, but obviously the downside is that whenever they would take damage, you take damage directly instead. And of course you can also take damage by getting attacked by enemies directly. So it's an extra risk, of course. Yeah, cursed creatures. Right. Can't be healed, except by leaving them in a sanctuary. And I'm just hoping that depositing them and leaving them here in town counts as leaving them in sanctuary. I mean, it sounds like it would be the case, right? And now here I see that it actually lists my stuff. Yeah, my lost resources. Still in the boss level. And, you know, I'm thinking about... Well, obviously, what else do I have to lose at this point, right? So I'm gonna try this, and I speculate whether it'll be possible to grab my stuff and just leave the dungeon. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Because obviously I don't see myself defeating the boss with only one, possibly two creatures, if I manage to catch another one. You know, when I failed with 3 of my creatures before, including the one that can heal and the one that deals the most damage. Right, and here I'm suddenly starting to take damage from these low-level enemies. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Yeah. Having only this guy for attacking is not amazing. I don't know. Even with his freezing ability, I'm not a huge fan of this one-and-done tackle that deals only 10 damage. I mean, the freeze is useful, but it's also not... It doesn't happen reliably enough. And here I'm... Okay, right. I weakened this one to make it easier to catch, I guess. Suppose it just... That little, you know, bar on the floor fills up faster. Well, we have this now. 20 damage. Pretty good. Special attack stuns, which seems very similar to the freezing effect. But, you know, having 2 crowd controls is obviously not a bad thing. Right. Otherwise, well, very similar health to everyone else. Okay. Summoning that one, and am I summoning the new one? Yes. Guess I'm just figuring out the buttons, of course, getting used to where everyone is. Animal bone, crafting. Hoping for some extra money, because we're obviously very broke still. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm suddenly getting hit so much by these normal enemies, when previously they hardly ever seemed to want to attack me. I guess the difference is that I sent in my little squirrel monster, without really thinking much about it. And, you know, that way distracting and also just outright killing enemies before they had a chance to even get close to me. Whereas now I'm being just more conscious about my attacks, I guess, and about the fact that my creatures can very, very much die, and that it's a real inconvenience when they do. Right, and it seems I was surprised here to see that apparently there are only 2 areas, and the next one, indicated by that little red arrow on the map, seemed to be the boss stage. And yep, sure enough, here we are, facing the boss that completely stomped me before. At least there's my stuff here, but, you know, I think now I'm going to open the menu, yeah, and there is an option to return to the village, but you lose your gold, fragments, and all your durabilities will decrease. So, yeah, not really an option, right? I suppose that's basically the same as dying, so it's simply a suicide option. So, yeah. So much for that. So I guess I'll just give the boss another try. What else can I do? Dodge that one. Okay, turns out that he will occasionally use his ground stomp attack even when I get too close. Previously I'd only seen him shoot his energy ball thingies. Okay, and here I've started basically just entering complete paranoia mode and just recalling my creatures the moment the boss starts to do anything. And it kind of seems to be working. Okay, there I got hit stupidly and I'm way too close to the enemy. But yeah, basically it seems like there is no downside to just recalling immediately. You can't just do that. And it seems like as soon as they enter their energy ball state and start to float back to you, they are actually invulnerable. I think they got hit there because somehow I didn't get them recalled in time. I can definitely see this becoming a problem too. I mean, here it's only 2 buttons, right? And I can only send out 2 enemies. I keep saying enemies. I mean, they were enemies, I guess. I can only send out 2 creatures at a time at most. Oh, okay, I hadn't realized there that I would stun, so that I didn't really take advantage of that fact, but... Well, I mean, as you can see, I'm whittling the down boss, yeah, whittling the boss down. My creatures are kind of surviving. Okay, I ended up allowing them to take some damage after all. But I have some food, so, you know, figure might as well. It looks like this might actually work, so, you know, go all in. Basically, use the last of my resources. Yeah, trying to give everyone enough health to survive another hit, maybe. Yeah, okay, that was, again, pretty stupid. Good thing I didn't die to that. That would have been extremely unfortunate. Just roll through that, or sideways maybe, but not with it. Anyway, basically continue doing the same thing. The boss seems to have entered a sort of phase 2, because he's now using those targeted little... Yeah, I don't know what exactly those are. If those are supposed to be little earthquakes, or something shooting down from above. Either way, that's new. But he's also, unfortunately, still summoning creatures. But yeah, just being careful. Basically, dodging, waiting for the enemy to attack, sending a creature into attack. Eventually. Okay, there I was a little bit cornered up there by the exit. So I wanted to get to slightly more open terrain, and there we go. Yeah, just send a creature in and let it attack and immediately recall it. Seems to be a relatively safe way to fight things, including bosses. So yeah, I guess I was wrong in assuming that I absolutely needed to level up first, and that I was trying to do something, you know, trying to defeat this boss before I was really ready, because apparently, obviously, I was ultimately able to defeat it even with only these two, I don't want to say subpar attackers, but they're both pretty slow, I guess. At least the little stag thing, Zella, hits pretty hard, but has a pretty long wind-up time, right? So can be a little bit tricky to use against faster enemies. But yeah, I was just really surprised and relieved that this actually worked out against all odds. I was absolutely sure I would just lose everything and basically have to start over. And then Dragnar pipes up. No time to play around. Ixer's curse spreads further throughout my gator drake. Some weird names they have around here. You haven't forgotten what I asked you, have you? Well, honestly, kind of. If there was any more than just go and defeat Ixer. But I think that might have actually been it. I can barely defeat a cursed legendary creature, yeah. And here I was remarking that, I mean, defeating a cursed legendary creature already sounds like something pretty impressive, to be honest. Being barely able to do that still seems like a pretty major accomplishment. Anyway, talk to Baldin about runes to become stronger. Bond strengthening runes. Right. So we're going to do that. Eventually. Sure, take your time. Just stand there. I guess I was maybe talking about some of those things I just talked about. I don't really remember what I said and what I didn't. Looking for runes, could you help me? Who told you about the runes? I heard people talking about it. Well, if you're lucky, you'll find some lost runes around Gator Drake. I would look in the mountains of Kia or something. Yeah, Kia Mountains. Greetings. Alright, and we do actually have some things I'm checking. Attached gems, I see it. I didn't see that before, actually. To modificate the artifacts. And upgrading just makes their inherent abilities a little bit stronger, but takes materials like wood and feathers, apparently. Right, I'm checking what else I might be able to afford with my 66 gold pieces. Unfortunately, neither of the two really good ones. I guess I could basically buy a bag of gold for one of my fragments. But since it says fragments are apparently used for buying permanent upgrades, I'm hesitant to use one to turn into just a measly 50 gold. Right? That would allow me to buy one of those first two artifacts, which both seem pretty good. But I'm deciding to just save my money for the time being. Right, and now, I don't know why I didn't do that first, but I'm checking, and it turns out that against my I guess, fear, both my cursed creatures were have not only recovered, but were also fully healed. I was totally expecting them to maybe become healed, well, maybe take multiple expeditions to even become uncursed, and or just start out with, you know, super low health, maybe, and that they would only slowly heal up. But apparently the game is very generous, and you only need to leave them back in town to recover for while you're out on a single mission. At least that's what it seems like for now. Maybe they do only recover a certain amount of health, and they are so low level and low on health that one expedition was enough. But either way, I have them all back, and yeah, that's nice. I rearranged them to where they were before, so they're back on the attack buttons that I'm familiar with, and yeah, I suppose I can look here. Where, yeah, okay, actually, 2 more minutes roundabout or in 2 more minutes is when the crash happened, or will happen, So I'm just going to activate, or yeah. Well, install or whatever, activate, yeah, the final synergy here for my most recent acquisition. The shove doesn't... I mean, it's extra damage, but honestly, shoving enemies out of the way can sometimes be more of a nuisance, so I'm going for the healing orbs because, you know, healing is always going to be useful. Everyone's going to lose a little bit of health here and there, and, you know, healing items are in limited supply, so I figure any little extra healing that just happens while I'm fighting seems like a good thing. And yeah, now apparently we have unlocked in the little selector there at the bottom of the screen. We can switch between, I guess, difficulty level 1 and 2, depth level, and I'll have to take another look at that. Something about you can't visit an already cleared area at a lower difficulty or something. I guess I could visit the depth 2 version of Gatordrick Forest, or I could go to Kiha Mountains, which only becomes available at depth 2 and upward, I suppose. But it seems like I can no longer go to Gatordrick depth 1 to farm really easy areas, I guess. But what I'm seeing here is that Kiha Mountains offers 2 different missions, I suppose, to choose from, and they're both more involved than just killing everything. So, yeah. So it seems like there are gonna be different mission types, not just eliminate all enemies, but things like escort a certain object that's moving along a path or so, or something like that. Defending it against attacks, and the one that I guess I was going to choose as this crash happened, where I needed to activate some mechanisms. I guess just go to certain places and interact, and then defend them against attacks for a while. You know, things like that. Okay, and I was wondering, basically, my final thoughts, my final words before the crash happened were something like, I wonder how annoying these are gonna get, how many more different types we're gonna see. Yeah, I guess this is gonna be it for this recovered little section and voiceover. I am going to... well, I'm gonna go and start the game back up, actually. I have not done that. I really hope it preserved my progress up to the point where, you know, before I chose this mission. If not, I guess I'll have to start over, but at least I'm gonna keep this the first recording session, because, you know, it had obviously me figuring out many things for the first time, defeating the boss. You know, wouldn't want to miss out on that, on those first experiences. But yeah, I guess we're gonna resume from here in just a few moments. Okay, and I just loaded my game, and it looks like we are... well, actually, the little cutscene played after I defeated the Luxar boss. So that's great. We actually only need to talk to the old guy here to be told about the runes and get our next quest. So it did basically lose no progress. The runes, are people talking? Kind of, I guess. Search Kiha Mountains, 0 out of 5 areas. So I guess I just have to visit 5 individual places. Oh, also, I should pick up my monsters. Actually, what I meant to do first. Right. Take it, and take it. Bit of a shame that you have to resort them every time, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. Yes, I guess we want them to have this in this arrangement. One thing I'm not entirely sure about is whether... for their links... wait. Oh, they don't even have any links. Wait. Why don't they have any synergies? Uh-oh. Is that normal? Do they... aren't those permanent? Oh. Because I'm completely out of essences now. Huh. I feel like that's not supposed to be happening. points 1. Wait. Domo and Zella have points. As in... Uh-oh, wait. Trait points. Why do they have trait points? For defeating the boss? They are level 1 though. Huh. Okay. I suppose I could easily enough just start a new file, but I guess in the long run it's not gonna matter too much. What do we have here? Greedy or tough? Max health. Chance of dropping extra gold from killed creatures. I mean... health is nice, but it's only 10%. Money though? It's gonna buy me a lot of nice things. Creature returns 20% of the received damage. I mean, ideally, they're not gonna receive any damage, right? Special energy increases 10% faster. Her special was stunning the enemy. Sure, let's do that more. Yeah, I am more than a little bit worried about the lost synergies, because they just persisted between runs, right? Obviously they did not just reset from returning to town, so that I guess has unintentionally been lost. Weird and unfortunate. Consumables? No consumables. I guess I did use all of my consumables to defeat the boss. We still have the... wait. A door... I guess it lists the other kinds of items in the top right. So we still have the keys and that fragment. What about crafting items? I'm pretty sure I had a piece of wood. Let's press the right button, improve artifacts. I don't have an artifact anymore. Oh, okay. Definitely did have that. Huh. I mean, I can buy these sandals again, I guess. Unless... nope, they're still gone. So they're just no longer there. Right. I suppose I could speedrun to... oh no, I'd have to defeat the boss again, though. I guess it would be good practice, but at the same time... I think I'd prefer to just keep going. For now. If it turns out that I'm just severely at a disadvantage now, without the synergies and without my one, arguably not that powerful artifact, I guess I can always start over, maybe off camera, and just get roughly back to the point where I was. But for now, I just want to keep playing some more. Oh. Except I can't, because... wait. Okay, we have different types of mechanisms now. I cannot actually select depth 2, so I guess my game has just been completely messed up, actually, by that crash. Okay, so much for that. I mean, I have to go to Kiha Mountains to advance the quest, but that is only available starting from depth 2, and I guess... I mean, I suppose I'll play a mission... sure. In the forest. And see if another, you know, boss monster becomes available eventually. Uh-oh. Okay. Don't scare me like that, game. Particle. Movement speed. Stamina regen. Nah, let's go with movement speed. Now that we no longer have our little... why do I keep just trying to run from the thing? Okay, there we go. What am I even doing? Oh, wait. Oh, you're dead. Okay. Area clear. Obviously, these are gonna be pretty easy. Just, you know, in terms of enemy difficulty. Right. It's also interesting how the game just encourages not even walking to the next exit, but just teleporting from area to area. What? Oh, you just attacked that way. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I'll just keep playing through this area, maybe another one after this, we'll see. Oh, right, there we go. Nice one-shot. And, yeah, we'll see if this can be salvaged. I have my doubts. In fact, I really don't think this can be salvaged unless another boss pops up and unlocks tier 2, but I'm pretty sure that seemed to be tied to completing the actual quest, so yeah, don't know about that one. But yeah, I'll give it a bit of a try, and if that doesn't work, I guess I'll just start over. It's not like I had played particularly much. Right. It also says maximized for Mikra and Icy. Even though, well, Icy is still level 1. Mikra just turned level 2, which is nice, I guess. But I'm pretty sure they both weren't maximized in their in terms of perks, right? Or traits. Let's see, hit points. I want to say hit points went up for Mikra from 45? Damage went up from 5 to 6, I believe. So that's neat, I guess. But yeah, I mean, let's see what's maybe available here. Yeah, well, obviously still no boss, and I have no expedition. I read expedition there. I have no reason to expect that to change at all. So yeah, I guess we're just stuck here. That is unfortunate, but then again, it could have been a lot worse. Obviously, in a much longer run, in a run where we progressed a lot more. That would be extremely discouraging. It is a little bit discouraging, not gonna lie, but I am going to give the game another chance. To be quite honest, I mean, it's been fun. Definitely interesting. Not quite a concept that I've ever seen before, the way they handle these summoned creatures. And I am curious to see more advanced areas, more advanced creatures, I guess, more interesting looking creatures. Not that these don't look interesting, but just more of these interesting looking creatures, I guess. I don't know. I guess there is a story to the game, and even though this is technically still early access, there's probably some kind of ending to the game. But I also wonder if this, with all this random generation that's going on, if this is supposed to be the kind of game that you just keep playing over and over and just starting different runs and trying different builds, as opposed to just, a story-focused game that you play through, which is usually what I play more open-ended run-based games too, but, I prefer not to do those for Let's Plays, I guess. I like to start a game, finish it, and, then be done with it, I guess. Of course, there are exceptions to the rule, like, roguelikes specifically, of course, and Risk of Rain 2, that I do have on my channel. But, I mean, there's a reason I don't, play those indefinitely. Sometimes I feel like playing that kind of game, and then I will, and sometimes play those a lot. But, after a while I'll be satisfied and ready to move on to something else. Anyway, I'm just saying that I am not sure if I'm going to complete this game to the extent that it is even completable. But I am going to play it some more and at least check out a couple more areas. At least one full playing session, I suppose. Or, full videos length, which I guess I'm aiming for something in the 5-6 hour range. And maybe then a second one. We'll see. We will see how I feel about it at the end of the first video, I guess. Okay. So, new recording. I'm just waiting a few seconds just to make sure it's not cut off or anything. So I just defeated Luxar again, with a slightly different team this time. Instead of one of those stacks, I actually caught a Skra, which I, for some reason, just completely overlooked last time. I mean, obviously I was fighting those a lot. Somehow, I guess in my mind, I must have thought that they were the same as the Micros, which obviously is not the case. So these are just, yeah, slightly slower, slightly harder hitting, individually at least, version of the Micra. Also, for some reason, the Domu that I caught was almost immediately at level 2. So I'm not sure what happened there. I guess maybe they can just be different levels or start with varying levels of experience when you catch them. All the others, though, started with completely empty experience cycles, so I'm not sure, or circles, I'm not sure about that. Anyway, we have this one now. Honestly, I think I prefer the Skra instead of the Icy. And then one of those stag guys for their harder hitting attack and also potential for extra healing. But, well, yeah, other than that, I just basically speed ran through the game. I got to this point within half an hour or so, yeah. Also, we have our first chest, actually, which just only happens to be in the boss room. Obviously, that's not always going to be the case. Oh, we got a level 3 Micra out of this. Interesting. Well then, sent to the Shrine of Theodoros, because team is full, I guess. Huh. I guess it mentioned somewhere that beasts can be in chests. Okay, let's return and Please, no crash. Every single time. Every single... okay. Interestingly, it lists a level 1 Mikra for captured creatures. Or is it... does it just say it? Like, we captured 1 Mikra. Okay. Anyway, yeah, every single loading screen, I'm just paranoid now, but I mean, I'm just not gonna touch anything during any loading screens. The game always freezes a little bit, especially... I guess mostly when loading a level as opposed to the village, just because I guess there's more data to load when creating a level. Yes, a new home, blah blah blah. We've seen this before. Well then, about the runes. Okay, hold on. Right, we have a level 3 Mikra, which is just better. It still has 6 damage. Like our level 2 Mikra did before. Quite a bit more health though, so that alone is worth it, I guess. Also a lot more potential armor, whatever that means. I mean, I know I've read something about armor, or maybe it was some ability that had a chance to give temporary armor to a creature. I don't know if there's a way to give them permanent armor, that would be nice, of course. Yeah, anyway, I guess I want to deposit this one? I mean, I wouldn't mind just getting rid of it for good, but I'm not sure how to do that. Oh, you can release it once it's no longer in the team. So I guess the game prevents you from accidentally removing a monster from a team. Actually, though, I thought... Okay, so you're not in the party, but... okay, so this one's highlighted, this one is not. I was previously under the impression that that the circle around the portrait meant something. Yeah, we can't. Okay, never mind. Right, this one has the trait, not trait, ability, yes, it has the ability unlocked due to synergy. So of course this time around I was able to do them again. Well, I guess we'll see what happens when I release it. Yes. I mean, as far as I'm aware, for now, and that might be wrong, of course, there doesn't seem to be a reason to have multiple copies of the same creature, right? That might absolutely not be true. There might be a way to fuse them, to make them stronger, or, I don't know, turn them into something useful. But there is a limited number of spots in the stable, I guess. Aren't you creatures at high level yet? Yeah, she does mention something like that. Well, they are, kind of. I guess we can... Oh! Alright, level... It does say that level 3 unlocks a second slot for abilities. Nice, okay. Well, we do have 2 fire elemental creatures. Beast elemental, I guess. It looks like a flame, but it's the element is called Beast, right? So right there, Mikra and Skra. So they can both synergize with each other, in theory. Oh, you have much more choice here. Third attack always critical, that's neat. When a beast creature hits a target, Mikra gains extra damage. Okay. I mean, that's very directly a synergy. When a beast creature hits a target, Mikra gains more energy? Wait, more damage? More energy. Energy as in charging its special, I guess? Tireless. After finishing an attack, Mikra chases an additional time. Ooh. You know what? Yeah, I'll take that. Select essence? Okay. I guess we're gonna give Skra something. An extra attack. Just straight up an extra attack. Special ability causes critical hit. No, you know, I think we're gonna benefit more from just having it attack more. I like that. Okay. Now, tell me about the runes. Oh, wait, no. I do have enough wood, but not nearly enough money and no feather, so... Also, I did buy both of these things with my just over 50 coins I had at the time. Because I basically wanted to know, I wasn't sure at first if by after dodging they meant actively like dodging an attack closely, or just every time you perform the dodge roll, and it seems to be the latter, because that little buff icon pops up by my character every single time I roll. So I guess for a couple seconds after each roll I'll just deal extra damage. That seems like a pretty good deal to me. Yeah, you can see it there. Both the sandal and the damage horn thingy stay active for a few seconds actually, so not a bad deal, especially since there seems to be no limit to rolling. I mean, there's no stamina, or rather, rolling does not consume stamina. It's purely for summoning creatures, as far as I can tell. Anyway, yeah, that might be good stuff. Sergeant Monkia, back to where we were before. So let's give this another shot. Yep, we've probably unlocked Tier 2 or Depth 2 now. Just quickly checking here. Okay, Sentinel Towers and Mechanisms have popped up here as options, but of course gonna go to the next area, which actually happens to have all elimination this time around, which is fine, I guess. We have Pearl to upgrade stuff. We have an Arcane Chest. May contain an arcane creature even if you haven't discovered it yet. Okay. But still opens with just a one generic kind of key. That's good to know. Okay, here I could get a feather and another key. No, you know what? Chest sounds good. Arcane creature? Sure. Arcane is just a type, right? Yeah, it's just one of the 5 creature types. 5? Beast, Nature, Mystic, Arcane, and Dragon, I want to say. Those are the ones I remember anyway. Okay. Well, let's begin. Kiha Mountains. Let's see how much tougher things are over there if the game doesn't crash again. It's freezing. It's taking a while. Uh-oh, please. Jesus, that took way too long. Armor and damage type. Okay, physical armor absorbs. Okay, absorbs. That's so weird. What? Why even? Not just a V instead of a B, but also an extra E, as if it were a real word. Unless it isn't, I'm the idiot. Not that I'm calling anyone an idiot, but okay. Anyway, absorbs all physical damage, and magical absorbs all magical damage. Makes sense. Creatures with armor won't be staggered, but you still can use crowd control abilities. Okay. We've seen a couple of enemies randomly appearing with physical armor so far. Not magical yet. Physical limit breaks magical armor and the other way around. Okay. Wait. Okay. I mean, I've seen the armor break before those enemies started taking actual damage. I guess I must have just accidentally been using the correct damage type. Not that I'm, like, keeping track of which of my creatures actually deals which damage type. It's very important to know your creatures and which type of damage they have. Yeah, well, you'd think so, but in practice I'll just attack with whatever is available and it'll work eventually. At least for now. Yes, okay. So let's see what we have here. Can't capture anything yet. That is a... Okay. A creature that spits magma, which unfortunately leaves little... Oh, wow, that was weaker than expected. Didn't expect that to die in one attack or two. I mean, that is our level... Oh, right, you weren't dead. What am I doing? That was a level 3 creature, so I guess it's expected to hit pretty hard. Yeah, and it also chases twice. It literally attacks twice in a row. That's... for 3 attacks each. That's actually really, really powerful. Okay. Nice. Anything different about the map? No. Not fundamentally. It looks different, of course. I mean, the area looks different, but... It's probably a little bit early to say. There might be some different features appearing in this dungeon, this next area, as opposed to the forest. Not sure why I'm not teleporting. Okay, you have magical armor. Ooh, hi there. Oh, okay. I keep forgetting that he'll attack a second time. Yeah, you're just absolutely screwed. And you're gonna chase, but start attacking way too early. For some reason. Right, and you're also attacking twice now. Right, okay. Very good. Some money, always good. Okay, still more somewhere around. Ooh, you're an arcane creature for sure. Pretty quick homing projectiles there, but thankfully not very far-reaching. Okay, well, I mean, so far it's just the same, just more of the same. New creatures, which unfortunately I can't capture yet. So I guess I'll just keep playing a couple missions. Oh wait, search Kia Mountains areas for the rune. It already says 2 out of 5. Oh, little areas within a dungeon, I guess. I was expecting 5 dungeons, but, well, depending on how large this one is, I guess we'll be done here in... We might only need a single dungeon, I guess. You're pretty impressive looking, but you're not very tanky. Okay. Well, okay, I'm, yeah, again, just going to mute my mic and keep playing quietly until something of note happens, I guess. I'm not quite sure what I just picked up. Bond of Fortitude? Apparently? Doesn't seem to be a consumable. It said something about improving my own health by a certain amount, but that didn't happen, so... I guess something we'll learn about later? Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Obviously there seem to be permanent upgrades, or maybe those are actually just keeping track of whatever temporary upgrades you have for the current run, or for the current dungeon, because those seem to reset every single time. When you pick up one of those particles, for example, you choose one of two bonuses, right? And those seem to reset for each dungeon run, unfortunately. So no, just becoming stronger and stronger. But there's got to be some kind of way to permanently upgrade your main character, right? Obviously we can't stay at 100 max health for the rest of the game. And I'm also hoping that we'll get more than 2 bars of stamina eventually. I mean, my best guess is right now that that's going to be tied to the staff we have, I guess. But we'll see. Equip the rune. Oh, that's the rune that we picked up. We searched for 5 areas and then we got the rune. I see. That makes sense. We do still have an area left to explore, though. And these enemies here are pretty darn tanky, if nothing else. They also deal a lot of damage, whoops. Especially to our little icy friend. Because I had him stand in the lava a bit too much. Get wrecked, stupid little squirrel. Wait, oh, I thought he was about to attack. Ooh, oh, okay, he attacks multiple times. Right, good to know. Yeah, get out of the way of that. Oh, 4 attacks, 5 attacks? What? That seems unfair. Never mind that we are attacking up to 6 times in a row. Okay, good. Did it, no one got cursed. That's all that counts. Yes. Back to the refuge. We got a pearl and some medium meat. Right. Didn't see what level everyone ended up at. There doesn't seem to be much fanfare when someone levels up, I guess. Because I certainly didn't notice when it happened before, or if it happened this run. Let's see here. Level 3, level 2. Okay, everyone, no. Icy definitely leveled up. Scraw has started catching up, I guess. He started with a bit of a disadvantage. Wait, equip the rune at the sanctuary tree. Oh, I was wondering if this interesting looking thing would eventually serve some sort of purpose. Here is another, or I guess the main mechanism for leveling up our character. Adora's runes. Available points 1. Okay, we could unlock another if we had a second one of those green fragment thingies. Okay, we can hold up to 10 runes, but they're also all different shapes, so I guess these are the 10 different runes, I guess, and we have the first one unlocked. And we can apparently equip up to 3 of the same type. Unlock a total of 3 rune points. Unlock a total of 3 rune points to get a new rune slot. Okay. Well, obviously we can't currently put this one in. Oh, okay. I see. And we could put more... We could use more rune points to power up each individual rune. And we'll eventually be able to equip up to 3 different... Or, you know, exactly 3 different rune types. I see. So this one is very basic, of course. Max health, but, you know, I'll take it. We could level it down to level 0, which makes no sense. Okay. Right. New quest. Krongor. Next legendary. Maybe. More information about another rune. Ah, Venadora said he saw a rune under the protection of a Krongor. Okay. A legendary creature, of course. That's right, Theodora insisted on buying one of my items. He assured me it would be quite easy to get the rune if he had a pair of winged sandals. Is that what I have? Is that what they called? And what happened? Did he get it? Never saw him again. It's a shame. He was a great customer. Just wanted to warn you that if you're crazy enough to go for it, the rune might still be around there somewhere. And of course, if you want to buy one of my items to help you, feel free to browse. Right. Still can't afford one of the better ones. Technically have another open slot, I guess? It doesn't mention at all what it takes to unlock these. Oh well. Right, we do have some medium meat. We do have this cooked meat, which already lost 2 durability. I suppose I'll try to remember using that whenever it seems to make sense. Right. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to replace Icy with something more useful. Let's see if we have access to the Krongor immediately. I mean, probably. Sure enough. Oh, Krongor is another one of the 4 big creatures that are visible on... Is it the title screen or one of the loading screens? Definitely has 4, you know, big-looking beasts. One of them was that striped tiger thing, the Luxar, I guess. And another one is definitely this monkey-looking thing, the Krongor. So I guess... Does that make sense? I mean, there seem to be 5 areas. But I'm pretty sure it was only 4 of those big creatures, so I don't know. Still guessing that it's one of those legendaries per area. But of course there are also a lot more depth levels that we haven't unlocked yet, so... There definitely is a lot more to the game. Just not entirely sure how much more. Right, anyway, what else do we have here? I wouldn't mind... Okay, so it doesn't seem like we have any missions available here that give us any particles to capture more creatures with, which is a bit of a shame because there are some interesting looking beasts lurking in the mountains. I suppose I could maybe go back to the forest? No, this one does not. There are a bunch of these fragments to get, which is nice, I suppose. I suppose I could farm for those and power up my health rune a little bit more, if I really wanted to, and also, of course, level up my creatures, I guess, in the process, even though leveling up seems pretty slow. So, I don't know. Yeah, this one's only gonna give me some meat, a magic mushroom. Chest key. I guess those are good to have. Wait, did I decide not to go for that area with the arcane chest? Now that I think about it, didn't I specifically want to grab that? I must have not, or did I miss the chest? That would have been extremely silly. Either way, I don't know. I think I feel like maybe doing another quest here, grabbing a few more fragments. Maybe going for the big meat? I mean, why not? Sure. And the 2 fragments mostly. Yeah, but I'm gonna do that without commentary again. I don't know why I tend to talk so much whenever I activate the mic. Okay, a few moments of dread again while the game freezes during the loading screen. Please, please, please. Okay. Alright. Wow, that was rough. That guy never seemed to stop attacking. And yeah, well, I guess I'm lucky that I only lost one of us, one of my creatures. Icy got pretty close. Not that I care too much about him, because I'm planning to replace him. I suppose that one freeze did help. But yeah, pure chaos. Most of the time I'm not really in control of what I'm doing here, unfortunately. But well, it worked out somehow. Maintained wealth. Okay. I mean, do I want that kind of artifact? That just helps me when I mess up. The plan is not to mess up, of course. So yeah, cursed creatures, I know. I guess this is the first time someone died in this playthrough. So yeah. Yes, we return. I guess we'll see if this immediately unlocks the next area. My guess would be yes, although that seems to be going pretty quickly, but I guess there are all those different depth levels that we're unlocking. Well, I suppose there's no point in keeping this guy around, so we're gonna deposit him. Do you by any chance remember why we are called adorers, no? Because we adore the creatures? You lost a good portion of your memory, didn't you? When Dragnar, the great god of creatures, reigned, we were his adorers. It was him that provided us with strength and made our bonds with the creatures even stronger. Statues of Dragnar were commonplace back then, found everywhere in Gadra. Unfortunately, most were destroyed by the end of the Age of Adorers. Grrr. Did you say something? No? Anyway, I think you should go on an expedition to try to find a statue of Dragnar. You just make me think about him and feel his presence. First, you'll need to find an expedition scroll. Okay, I did see those displayed on the map screen. What are you waiting for? Get moving before I regret it. Oh, what? An expedition scroll. So I'm guessing that's going to be available here. Okay. Go on an adventure through Gadra. Gadra, in search of statues of Dragnar and other rewards. Okay, so that's just a completely separate thing from these normal dungeons or whatever, expeditions. No, not expeditions. Expeditions are a separate thing. Whatever we're calling these things. Missions, I guess. It will also give me a particle of Gadra, which is nice, allowing me to catch something to replace Icy with. Okay, I mean, hold on, before I do that, I was wondering, I guess it must have been, yeah, it must have been part of whatever messed up my first save file. I mean, it was a crash, but whatever weird way the crash messed up my save file in, I guess, that we ended up with everyone losing their synergies, but suddenly having traits available. Yeah, they still have their synergies going, but, yeah, none of them have gained a trait point so far. No trait points available. Huh. I think I remember reading something maybe in one of the tutorials that I read a bit prematurely about those statues of Dragnar providing trait points or something, or having something to do with leveling up creatures. So I guess we're going to be introduced to that mechanic. I do have enough money to actually afford one of these better trinkets. Specifically, I mean, more charge rate. That seems good. Seems really good, actually. More damage per summoned creature? Sure. I mean, I can only have 2 summoned at a time, but that's still pretty decent damage buff, I suppose. I do like the idea of having more of those specials happening. Yes, sure. And that should still be automatically equipped, right? Yes. I wonder if only... I mean, I can't really do anything with these things. Like shift them around or something. They just were automatically equipped. Unless these are literally all the artifacts that exist? Like, there are only 6 total? Surely not, right? Because this one just happened to be a 2-star? Well, I don't know. Probably something the game is going to explain to me at some point. We could cook that small meat, I suppose. I could also use this mushroom to give someone the reflector trait. I suppose I might as well do that, right? Probably no real reason not to. Cook. Pick that up. Can you actually cook anything else? No, those are not... Oh, that's... Oh, mushroom stew is an option. I see. Well, in that case, I guess... Oh, not enough gold? Really? Oh, I'm 1 short. Oh, well. Because I should have maybe cooked the mushroom first, but... That's fine, I guess. I did not gain any more of those fragments, but 2 more and I could give myself an even bigger health boost. That would be nice. But I guess for now I'm just gonna go on that expedition for the... No, on that mission for the expedition scroll. And then we'll see what those are all about. Maybe that's where I'm gonna call it quits for this... Well, technically second playing session, I guess, although I'm still probably going to append at least 1 more to the end of this for the first episode of the slow play. Yeah. Okay, not only did I just get completely wrecked by these low-level enemies, those squirrels are so vicious, but I also realized, finally, what must have been going on before? Actually, no, technically it was only the case with this dungeon, so I don't know, but I did realize that, I briefly wondered, and then almost immediately realized what was going on, why my little squirrel was only attacking 3 times. But of course he lost his synergy effect, which gave him the second set of attacks, because his beast-type friend is no longer around. Another reason to, well, get that one back on the team and replace Icy with something else, I guess. pretty annoying. I just kept messing up my buttons actually and not recalling, but pressing something else. I don't know. Maybe L1 rather than L2. Okay, wow, those things. Great when they're on your team, as it turns out, but not so great when they're not. Also, it's really hard to remember not actually using a creature that's cursed, because that's obviously very risky and in most cases probably not worth the risk. I mean, and sometimes you can attack pretty safely, but there, for example, I guess with those relatively slow enemies right after an attack, but yeah, I'll just half the time I'm not gonna remember and just send them into the fight, and obviously that could kill me very quickly. I mean, okay, I can only assume that an expedition consists of multiple sub-areas or something, because I can already not return to the village. At least not without losing everything, so effectively I can't. Best creatures and supplies, so I suppose I should probably maybe go for a relatively easy mission that maybe ideally gives me a particle so I can catch just something I don't have yet. In order to revive my unfortunately wounded little squirrel friend, because I'd really like to take that one with me. Okay, the creatures currently with you will become stronger, so choose them carefully. Yeah, that makes even more sense then, to take my favorite team with me. Maybe that's literally what that does. You take a team of creatures with you on an expedition, where you'll maybe always find a statue of Dragnar. I guess that's what it says, right? On the description for the expedition scrolls, that you'll find statues of Dragnar and other things, but maybe you'll always find a statue, and then when you find and activate that statue, it'll give all the creatures that are with you a trade point. I guess that would make sense. Anyway, we have a bunch of keys, we have some money, but not a ton. Right, we have enough to cook that mushroom, though. Yes, and this mushroom, actually. Wild mushroom, okay, yes. I probably really want to use these when there's an opportunity, just for the free trade, I guess, that these provide. Right. Okay. I think I'm starting to understand now. The only thing I'm not entirely sure about is, and I guess I could have tried it here with 2 different mushrooms, whether adding multiple ingredients actually combines them into a single dish, or if it's just a way to cook multiple things at once. I know I put 2 pieces of meat in before, but I wasn't really paying attention to whether the resulting meat was basically an even stronger effect than the 2 ones separately. But it might just be a way to cook more efficiently, I guess. Okay, anyway, we could go on the expedition now, but again, I'm going to... I'll definitely spend some time just to allow... Quests cannot be completed. Oh, okay, that's all it says. I can absolutely go to lower danger areas just to pass some time, like in this case. Okay. I contain a nature beast. Fragment is nice. Materials, I guess, are always nice. More particles are always nice. And a nature beast? I mean, sure, why not? I guess I'm just gonna go for this one. It's a new one. Now, if only... I'm pretty sure this one's gonna get sent back to storage immediately. And I don't think there's a way to... No. To send one of my creatures back manually. Well... guess we're gonna have to check that one out. Although I suppose we can... I'm still struggling with the menu, actually. Bestiary. There we go. Alright. Oh, this must be... the boss, right? The legendary... the Krognar? So maybe we'll find a non-corrupted or non-legendary version of the same monster that we'll be able to catch? Huh. I can only assume that all the ones that are not locked are technically ones that we've seen. This one seems like it, just judging by the shape, it might be those fiery toad things. I guess we have seen a bunch. Oh yeah, this is cute. It's also from one of the loading screen artworks, I guess. It leaps toward its target and unleashes a shower of spikes. Okay, so a more offensive nature type. I like it. Cute lizard cactus thing. Cactus lizard, more like. Okay, nice. Oh, she's fast. And she attacks a lot. I like it. How strong is she? 10 damage for each of those? I mean, that's more than Mikra. And she's faster, I would say. Not quite as tanky yet, but I guess she's only level 1. Huh. Okay. I like it. Right, so these two should have their synergy back. Yeah, and unfortunately Domu, I gave the Mystic, was it? Synergy? Which is not gonna help him at all. Yeah, the prolonged special would have been nice. I'm keeping him mostly because I do like having at least some form of healing, even though it's tricky to time, and I'm usually only gonna get one monster to actually benefit from it, just because I can only summon so many so quickly, right? But at the very least, I'm gonna be able to give Kita a synergy, which I'm gonna do now. And then I guess we're gonna check out that expedition, which is kind of scary. I mean, Kita is obviously only level 1, only recently acquired, so not exactly one of my stronger monsters, but I feel like she'll be helpful. Oh, right, I could give Mikra another... Actually, what can we give him? Or her, or it, or whatever. Precise attack... hold on, what does he have? Tireless. Which is the extra set of attacks, yeah, right. I mean, more speed would be pretty good, I suppose. When nature creatures hit a target, which is going to happen a lot with 2 nature creatures in the team. Right, same here. I don't know, but I think I'd rather have everyone have some sort of synergy. Thorn Explosion. Oh, special ability generates a flower that heals 1 health in an area. 1 health per second, I can only assume? It's not a whole lot. But it's better than nothing, I guess. Sure. I mean, more damage is always nice, but I guess I'm gonna... Since she already seems mostly offensive, obviously, I'm gonna give her some healing ability. I don't know if that's really gonna make a big difference. Let's see, we have 2 fragments, which is not enough to unlock another point here, unfortunately. We don't have anything to cook. Right, we have some food that's about to go bad, so keep that in mind. Not really enough money to do anything with in terms of artifacts, so I guess we're gonna, yeah, take a look at this expedition thing. See how bad that is. How dangerous. Quick expedition. Level 3 quick expedition, okay. Easy, it says. We get a fragment, we get a statue of Dragnar. Okay, concedes trade points to your creatures, straightforward. A beast chest with a beast creature, good. We have plenty of keys for that. Some meat and some leather. Alright. I guess it's a succession of 2 areas. One where we'll have to do that one kind of mission that we haven't actually seen yet. We haven't actually done. We have seen them, but not chosen one yet, where we are apparently supposed to guide some sort of orb. And then the other one, I think, is just elimination, or is that mechanisms? No, I think it's mechanism. Right. Okay, well, let's just jump into it. excuse me, 15 HP. Is that... Oh, it displays 15 for all of them. Okay, never mind then. Oh, no, never mind, it does not. But the displayed HP are definitely much lower than they are when you actually get them, so I suppose that doesn't really mean anything. Weird. I was thinking about capturing one of these though, so that's a nice find, I guess. Not sure if I mean, I'm kind of happy with my team right now. Not really sure if I need to change, you know, switch things up. In fact, I mean, not entirely sure what the idea is. Are you expected to build... I mean, I suppose the idea is to build a bunch of different very strong monsters and then switch them around, take the ideal team with you on each mission or expedition. You know, based on whether they're physical or magical attackers, I guess. I don't know that their type, I guess, matters as far as attacking other creatures, right? I mean, are beasts more effective against other creatures than... or one type of creature than others? And, you know, of course, same for every other type. I don't think the game has mentioned anything along those lines, and I don't remember seeing anything like that in the tutorial, so I guess likely that's not the case. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the bottom line is that I don't see myself switching my team around a whole lot. I guess I'm gonna settle with a bunch of creatures that work for me, and I'm gonna be pretty happy with that. I might switch one out for a similar creature that I like the looks of, or something like that, you know, but not sure how much min-maxing I'm willing to do and how much switching around for the sake of absolute efficiency. But then again, I don't know how much of that is going to be necessary, perhaps, in endgame areas. Anyway, moving on, I suppose. Okay, apparently there are 2 chests. Good thing I had 2 keys. And we get another new creature. Bodin. Let's take a look. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I've seen him on some of the artworks, but haven't actually encountered him yet. Enters in an enraged state, jumping from target to target, trying to hit every nearby enemy. That sounds very good and also adorable because he's just so... I mean, look at him. Okay. Okay, well, guess I might as well think out loud about these trade choices now that we've encountered our first statue. 10% chance not to spend stamina. That sounds decent, although 10% is obviously not a huge chance. The biggest problem with that is that I'm probably not going to really realize in many cases when it actually does happen. And just assume that I don't have more stamina. Although I guess, and then again, I often just try to summon things, and you know, even if I'm out of stamina, and if I'm out of stamina, nothing's gonna happen. I guess in this case, it would allow me to summon another creature every now and then. I do like the lone trait though, because at least so far, I've often been calling him to deal with creatures single-handedly, right? Because his 2 sets of attacks can deal with many things just by themselves. He's also swift, of course. And, yeah, so I tend to call only him for things that I think he can one-shot. So yeah, let's go with that. You can get Reflector. 1 out of 2. Wait, did I give him... Oh, did I give him Reflector naturally? No. No, I didn't. But he could have up to 2 ranks of that. I guess I could max that out, in other words, if I gave him the mushroom stew with the reflector bonus? Increased creature's damage by 20% against armor. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Reflector. The extra damage against armor, I don't know how useful that is. Not that many creatures are armored, and I haven't really noticed that big of an effect. I mean, yeah, obviously the armor just tanks some extra damage, but it'll break before long. So, sure, let's go with Reflector. Not that I'm a huge fan of that, you know, of anything that requires you to get hit in the first place, but why not? Skra. Energetic. More special energy. His special was... attacking twice? No. Making things bleed? I think. Increase attack speed. You know what? His attacks are pretty slow. I'm gonna go with attack speed. Right. Special energy or tough. Max health. I mean, max health is always good. I don't know if there are any other ways to increase your creature's health. Probably not. I mean, it's gonna go up from leveling, I suppose, but that's probably it. Tough choice. I mean, tankier is better. I guess her special is only... I keep calling it a her just because of the flowers that make her look so pretty. Anyway, I'm sure it doesn't mind. It's purely offensive. 10% faster isn't that much, but some extra health might actually save its life, you know? So, gonna go with that one. Alright, quest complete. Awesome. But I guess... what's that sound? Okay, it's over. I guess we're not actually done with the with this map, though. Even though it doesn't... the game does not tell me to open the map to teleport, but I guess that's what it wants me to do before we can officially get out of here. Yeah, let's not do that. Right, is there anything... oh yeah, I wanted to... I guess do this? Feed this to Domu? Yeah. Sure, might as well, right? Makes sense. Now that he has that trait naturally, you know, it's maxed out. Okay. Well then. Wow, you know what? For a second there, or for several seconds, I did not realize what was going on, and I wondered why everything slowed down. That is extremely unfortunate. Especially because I didn't need to go on that, to go visit this final area in the first place. I just did not expect my monster to die and immediately take damage and kill me because I was so low on health. Really stupid. What a terrible end to this otherwise very, very, very successful expedition. I guess now we'll see if I can repeat that expedition to get my stuff back. Because, well, if not... Well, there's everyone. Yeah, of course, Mikra's cursed. Well, we have plenty of replacements, I guess, is the good news. Including Chupeba, a new beast to maintain Skra's bonus, if nothing else. I'm gonna deposit you, I guess. Put Chupeba in the team. Temporarily, at least. Right, okay, he's there, yep. It seems to be alright. I mean, we finished a quest for what it's worth. We also picked up another rune, so... Well... Since you're here, I want you to help me with something. There's this item that has always intrigued me. Galgan's Bell. Galgan, maker of the bell, lived in the surroundings of Gatordrick Forest. He's always complaining about the thieving Mikras in the region. It seems the males are obsessed about metals. They collect everything that shines to build nests and impress the females. What about the bell? What's interesting about it? Well, that's what I want you to help me find out. After a Mikra stole the bell, he was completely insane. Galgan was never the same after that. He gave up on finding it and went to live beyond the Kiha Mountains, where he spent the rest of his days. Okay. But is the bell gonna do something for me, or is that just a MacGuffin that you want me to get for some reason? Well, let's see what we have here. Oh, wait. Right, we did find this one. Huh. Yeah, but I mean, even then, obviously there was no way I was gonna equip this over just straight up more health, preventing me from dying in the first place, in theory at least. In practice, apparently not so much. But this doesn't even prevent you from losing your items and only part of your gold? I don't know. Don't know about that. Movement speed just permanently increased? I mean, that's neat, I guess, but yeah. I very obviously need the extra health, so there's that. Can I actually create any synergies? No. Well, none that I care about. That's unfortunate. I guess there is a reason to keep catching more creatures, even if you already have them, just because they're of a type that you need more... essences of, I guess, to create synergies. So I would actually have to capture a beast. I suppose that's a big downside to getting beasts from, or getting creatures from chests, because you do not get the corresponding essence. But, I mean, I suppose I'm not really planning to keep Chupeba around, right? So, of course it really sucks if I do get a chance to collect my stuff, right? To get my stuff back. Doing it with a suboptimal team is obviously, well, suboptimal. Especially without my main attacker. It's a bit of a bummer. I mean, Kita is about to level up. That's good. Domu is level 3, I guess, recently leveled up, so congrats. Chupeba already starts at level 2, I only now realized, so that's nice, at least. Yeah, still. Not exactly optimal. But let's see, the most important thing, of course, is can we recover stuff lost on expeditions? Or... Okay, apparently our stuff can be retrieved from here. Ooh. But it has a legendary creature. Another Luxar. Maybe that's always going to be the case? Of course, so far I've only died on this exact mission, I suppose. Interesting. It also gives us another expedition scroll. I mean, a ton of stuff. No real reason not to get this, especially since, I mean, we've defeated Luxar before, right? At depth 1, I suppose, but still. I don't suppose I can go and recover my stuff from depth 1. No, no such luck. Okay, well, I guess I was ready to end the session here, but I suppose I have to go for this extra mission and not mess this one up. I mean, I guess the good news is that I should be able to get to where my stuff is, pick it up, and even if I die after that, I should have another chance to pick it back up, right? At least that's what I'm guessing. I have no reason to assume otherwise, so that gives me, you know, that makes me feel a little bit safer. Only a little bit. But no, I mean, we've defeated Luxor before. That should, in theory, not be a problem. That one, at least, I can take relatively slow, unlike that monkey boss, which is just, you know, non-stop attacking. And by the way, I really hope that recording while during these loading screens is not cutting out my audio, because that would be unfortunate. In some games, it's, even though the game seems to freeze during loading screens, the recording does not, and audio is fine. In other games, I've seen it just cut out, so I guess I should be careful. Should err on the side of caution there, but oh well. More health? I mean, maybe I should, but we have plenty of extra health thanks to our relic now, so I guess I'm gonna go with the movement speed here. Right, anyway, focus time, that means no mic. Okay, that was a bit nerve-wracking. Thankfully, I only lost the one that I actually didn't care about. Sorry, what's your name again? Cadabra, right. Yeah, I mean, you can safely rest probably forever after this mission. I mean, he's kind of neat, but very slow to attack, of course. I got him to take tons of damage, just because, I don't know. I wasn't really able to keep track of what he was doing, if he was even done attacking yet, and, you know, I don't know, his special also didn't seem that great. I guess it's supposed to stun enemies, but... I don't know. I mean, I suppose it must have worked, but I just didn't notice that being absolutely super powerful, right? I don't know. He might be better than I give him credit for, but... Anyway, we apparently found that bell as well. I wasn't even considering that we would be getting that on this same expedition. Because there was also a question mark in the Kiha Mountains, right? And for some reason I thought that's where we were actually supposed to go, and that there was only an exclamation point in the forest, because that's where our stuff was. But now that I think about it, the old man told us that the bell was lost somewhere around the mountains, right? Or rather, the forest, not the mountains. So, I guess that makes sense. Then we got that here. Right, let's just quickly fix up the team. Cadabra can rest. And Mikra is back in. Right, perfect. Just checking, just in case. Oh, okay, this is where we can actually see our materials. You know, I thought I saw the materials listed somewhere. I guess I must have looked at this like the very first time I started the game. And then, of course, well, the chest was empty back then. Right, this is also where we can actually get, you know, deposit, unlock new slots. Well, it's useful to see here. Unlocking more relic slots with more of those fragments. I see. Yeah, and this is also where we would deposit them, the ones that we don't currently want to use. Right. Okay, and we also gonna have gems. I guess gems are what's gonna be used to upgrade or alter or modificate, as it were, artifacts. Very good. Now that the item is identified, which I guess he just automatically did, you'll be able to find others such as this during your adventures in Gatordrick. I will also have it on sale if I find more of it. What? Only if you find more of it? Or is it now available? No, it is now available. If the recalled creature dealt damage, the recall orb deals 3 damage when it hits an enemy. Interesting. Huh. How likely is that to actually happen, though? And for 100? Also, only 3 damage? That's not actually that much. I suppose technically an orb can fly through multiple enemies, and there are gonna be orbs all the time. And typically, the creature will have attack by the time I recall it, but I don't know about this one. Could it really be that powerful? I mean, I can actually afford it. I guess before I lose all my money again. Well, I mean, I didn't actually lose my money permanently yet, but it'll happen eventually. If I keep playing, and it's bound to happen. I guess I might as well spend it before that can happen, right? Also, wait, we do have 3 fragments. Was the artifact slot actually 4? I'm gonna double check. I mean, I guess I can... It's interesting enough that I'm willing to give it a try. This one seems straight up better, just for overall damage increase. This one I'm not sure about. You'll see Adora into. I'm guessing this is supposed to mean for 2 or by 2 or whatever, which isn't a lot. But I guess if you're using a lot of nature creatures, which I kind of am, I suppose this might just, you know, add up to a significant amount, but I don't know. Okay, back to her. Can I ask you something? Sure. Maynard told me you managed to reach the Kia Mountains. Have you seen my brother there? No. He's an Andorra like you? Big and gentle? Well, he used to be. I don't know why he began acting so differently. Sorry, Luca, I shouldn't be bothering you with these personal ramblings. It's okay. What happened to your brother? I don't know. We were so close to each other. He used to love my meat stew with mushrooms and fruits. But one day, before we set on travel, something changed in him, in his heart, Luca. He began acting weird and treating me badly. Then I woke up and he had left. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Maynard took me in. She has a good heart, you know. Luca, I would be immensely grateful if you find anything about my brother. I have to know what happened to him. His name is Bakuro. Okay. Thanks for the meat. Right, find Bakuro. Next quest. Acquired. I could unlock another point here, which I guess I will if it turns out that indeed I cannot get another artifact slot, which was not over here. Oh, yeah, 3 out of 2, not 2 out of 3. Okay, I just misread that. In that case, I think we absolutely want another slot. And the next one is going to be 4, okay. 0 out of 6, wait. Didn't it say... Why does it say 0 out of 6 there now? Huh. Anyway, we can put that there, I guess. Wait, yes. Without slot quality point... What? Without slot quality points availables. Huh? Oh. Interesting. Oh, okay, I see. I think. So I can... give these, make these more powerful at the cost of... No, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. I can reduce the number of stars, all the way down to no stars at all. But it still displays the same effect. If I reduce this all the way down, I can increase the effect here. And I can have a total of so and so many stars. 6 in this case. Slot quality points. Weird. Okay, maybe the game's gonna explain that at some point. Maybe not. You know what, I might actually have enough materials to potentially upgrade an artifact. But of course now I've spent most of my money, so... It does... obviously display a better effect here, and also displays a quality star, but these already have at least a star to begin with, right? Unless that's only how many potential stars they have, and they're currently empty. Maybe these two can only be upgraded once, unless I assign more stars to them in the actual equipment menu. I don't know, this is not entirely clear to me. Okay, also these don't all cost the same. These are more expensive to upgrade as well. We could upgrade this one, but, well, I suppose that wouldn't be so bad. And 5 damage per hit. It's already, I don't know, it's not that much more, but it feels a lot more substantial than 3 damage already. So, well, I don't know. I guess if you upgrade this a bunch of times, this might actually become really powerful. Okay, I mean, so far it's nice to just have all those different artifacts active. Let's see. I just want to check. Of course, I mean, yeah, now we're supposed to head to the Kia Mountains to find that missing brother. I guess it's gonna be here? Yeah, Bakuro. It's just displayed down here as a thing to find. Makes sense, I guess. Firefly, okay. And the statue of Dragnar just in a normal area. Okay, so I guess that's a thing that can just happen. So they're not exclusive to expeditions. Interesting. What is the expedition available? Quick expedition again. Still easy. I guess the first one wasn't technically that hard. I just was just really stupid. I don't know why I decided to go for that final area. I guess I figured, you know, I might as well clear the dungeon fully to get more experience, if nothing else. Nature chest, okay, some assortment of foods. Particle, I mean, good stuff. Also another statue, but yeah, I mean, either way, I'm not gonna do that now. If anything, I guess I would be focusing on advancing the story a bit more. Maybe unlocking another area. But rather than do any of those things, either of those things, I am actually going to take a break now, and I guess I'm also going to end this first playing session. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to fully, play through the game in its current state. Whatever that might entail. But I will play for another session. I'm having a reasonable amount of fun, and, while I'm just feeling mostly overwhelmed as soon as combat starts to become even slightly demanding, that's not too uncommon in action games, so, This one seems particularly hectic. Just remembering what creature is assigned to what button is, in the heat of combat is absolutely taking everything out of me. And combine that with, recalling them before they take damage, keeping an eye on what is happening to all of my creatures, especially when there are multiple enemies involved. And then also dodging out of the way myself of anything that might be attacking me. It's, it's a lot. But it's a really cool concept. I like the designs of the creatures and everything. It looks really neat. The music is great. Yeah, it's... I'm just not particularly good at it, I guess. And, that is one aspect. And I'm also just not sure, because this is only early access and, technically incomplete, I guess. But, yeah, anyway. Again, I'm having a reasonable, I'm having a reasonably good time, I guess I should say. So, I'm gonna play this some more. For at least one more session, one more episode, I guess. Episodes worth of footage. And, yeah, for the time being, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think about this game. Do you want to see more? I mean, I'm willing to play it some more. Potentially even to completion if there's enough demand for it. I'm not necessarily opposed to that idea. I just don't know if I can pull it off, basically. I'm a little bit worried about that. What later game bosses might look like, And it seems like we're only barely scratching the surface here. At depth level 2 out of, what was it, 6? So, yeah, anyway, long story short, leave me a comment as always, hit the like button if you like this, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye!